Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I've got the Hubsan Zino 2 with me today, and I'm proudly wearing my Drone Seekers shirt today. Drone Seekers International, friendliest drone group on the net. You can find them on Facebook as well as the YouTube channel. I would encourage you to subscribe to both. We have a live show that we do every Sunday, so that's always fun. At Mountain Time, it's at 1 p.m. Mountain Time every Sunday. So you can figure out wherever you're at in the country or the world when to tune into that show. But there's always a link on Facebook as well as the Drone Seekers YouTube channel. Now, back to the FEMI X8 SE. We're at the Star Riverwalk Park in Star, Idaho, and I'm out here to see if we can get some pictures of some of the trees changing in the fall. Now, it's a little disappointing. I've already had a couple other drones up. I flew both of the FEMIs earlier today, and the trees haven't changed that much, but it's still, let's just do some exploration with this guy. I've been pretty happy with the way this drone has been flying. It's fairly windy today. We've got winds, well, it's supposed to be fairly windy, let me put it that way. I haven't experienced it yet. They said 14 mile an hour sustained with 27 mile an hour gusts. I haven't seen anything close to that. So even so, this drone is powerful enough that it can deal with it. So let's put the drone in the air and let's go explore and let's go look around a little bit. Okay, I've got the drone fired up. Let's fire up the app, and we're looking at the Hubsan 2 app. And you know what? We had another firmware update. Before we fire up that app, I think I took a screenshot of that. I did not. Oh, maybe I did here. What's this one here? Yeah, it looks like I did. So, version 1.3.0 added alternate return point and solved known bugs. So yeah, you'll see that. Let me go back to the app here, and the Hubsan 2. We're going to click on it. Enter device. Notices for safe flight. We know how to do that. App optimize the function for the return point. So we'll see that update immediately. Well, let's click on that and see what it says. So 1.3.1, so there is another app, so we're going to update it. Now that's cool that it prompted us to update that app. So we've had a couple of updates here. Yeah, so that's exactly what it said on the 1.3.0. So in any case, we're going to click open. And it usually takes us a second here. Weak GPS signal. Let's give it a second to get some satellites. Both the FEMIs, when I flew them earlier today, had problems. So this is so cool. You get this device status list. I just love this. Great job, Hubsan, on this. It just tells me everything is normal. So I don't need to do any calibrations. I'm ready to go. So we got out of that. It says ready to fly. Let's go in and check our settings here. White balance is automatic. Color is ordinary. Let's see, I need to put it into video so we can check the video settings. Sorry about that. So going into video, frame rate 60. I want to change that to 30. You just don't need 60 frames per second. And the white balance automatic, color ordinary. We're good to go. So let's start recording now. I see no reason not to take off, so we're going to take off, and we are taking off into the sun here, so I just want to point that out. So we're going to do that on the app here.
Refresh the return.
And let's see, got a little bit of a breeze here. You know, it fell down a little bit, but not too bad. I'm going to say that's good. Let's bring the drone into the camera here just a little. Yeah, and we'll wiggle it back and forth. I'll drop it down just a little. Wiggle it back and forth a little. Back it up. Okay, I'm going to quit messing around. I'm going to punch straight up. We got a little wind now. As you can see, we're going into the sun, and this is a drone that does not like that. But Fortunately, we've got a nice flat horizon. I really like that. Okay, I am going to go back into and see if I can't do it without. I've got to stop recording. So I'm going to stop recording here for a second. I want to put my grid lines on there. So we're going to go back in there, go in there. I wish it would keep the grid lines on there. It won't. Okay, starting recording again. So we're back recording. Let's quit facing directly into the sun. We're about, let's go up a little higher. Let's go up a little over 60 meters. And I bet we're going to have a better result. Let's see how far east here we can go, and let's take a look at the trees here. I'm going to grab some more altitude. I'm shooting through the trees with the controller, so we're pointed. I'm pointed directly at the drone. Yeah, we're about out. Not quite 300 meters. Let's grab some more altitude. Let's go up to max altitude. We won't go quite to 120 meters, but we'll get close. There we go, that's good enough. And I saw a little FPV shake there. We're out about 600 meters. Yeah, we're getting a little FPV breakup, so let's just see how far this guy will go. This is further this direction than we made it with either of the FEMIs, but yeah, FPV is just almost worthless here because it's really stuttering bad. Even though it's funny, we're showing a good signal on the drone, but or on the meter on the drone, a good FPV signal. Ah, there it dropped to nothing. The FPV signal did. Okay, so there we lost FPV altogether. Not quite a kilometer away. So shooting through the trees. That's about double. So it's out there a little over a kilometer. So let's see if we get it back. Yeah, it's in return mode. So we should get telemetry back here and get our FPV back here in a second. So this guy went about twice as far as what I had gone earlier with the two FEMIs, and there it's on its way back to us. We'll let it get back here a ways so we get a good solid FPV connection again. The thing is, when you don't have good FPV, you can't see where you're flying, right? So that's never good. And you know, you want to know what you're recording with the camera. And obviously in this case, I wasn't worried about it. I knew I was high enough up that I wasn't going to hit any obstacles. I knew I was over trees in the river, so no issues there. Oh, so it went into hover mode. I always forget about that. So yeah, it's not coming back to us. It goes into hover mode as soon as it gets connection back. A lot of drones, like the FEMI, will stay in return to home, where this guy, when it gets its connection back, it just goes into hover mode. So we're coming back now. We're about 700 meters out, and we really haven't got full FPV back yet, but I got the stick all the way forward trying to get us back to a good connection. And you know, about 600 meters, yeah, it's still blinking a little bit, but we're getting it back. Okay, let's slow it down just a little. Looks like we got a little pond there right next to the river. Let's go over that here. Let me adjust the heading just slightly. We can see that. Yeah, right next to the river there. And there's the park that we're at. And you know, these trees are going to be changing anytime, so we'll definitely come back here in a few weeks to see how the trees change. Okay, let's go across. We're going to cross Star Road here, and there's a dam and a diversion canal right next to it. We're going to look for a good spot to to cross here, and ooh, I think we can do it. We lucked out here. Full stick forward. We got it made. We're gonna get across here no problem. And let's just go west down the river here, and I need to turn around. I'm facing away from the drone. But boy, I'll tell you what, where I'm at right now, I've got a good solid connection. Of course, we're only a couple hundred meters away, but I can see real well. Yeah, and I'll tell you, you know, I've complained about the iPhone when it heats up, that you lose, the phone gets dim. None of that today. It's cool enough. We're having no problems, and this iPhone display is just beautiful. So we should get further this direction. We'll see how well we do. I think I got out about 800 meters with the FEMIs. So we'll see how far this guy goes this direction. I think I have a better shot through the trees here. I wish I had some better colors to show you here. So I'm going to go, I'm going to change our vector just a little bit here so we can see more trees. And you can see that they're starting to turn, but just not quite. Yeah, and boy, we got a good solid connection going this way. You know, I'm wondering if there's some Wi-Fi interference that other direction, because, you know, we're out there almost a kilometer here, and we got a great connection. Good solid FPV this direction. We're out over a kilometer here. Little bit now, starting to get a little break up on FPV. Let's follow the river here. Yeah, now you're starting to see the FPV there break up just a little bit. 1.2 kilometers. We'll take it out there till it just loses connection altogether and goes into return to home. And that's one thing that I've stressed before is, you know, you don't need to be afraid. There, we're about to lose it. It came back. Your drone will come back to you. Even if you lose connection, it'll go into return to home, and it'll start coming back, and you'll get your connection back. So, you know, we kind of pushed that. Now it's just going in and out. We're out about 1.5 kilometers here. And again, I am shooting through some trees. Yeah, it's in hover mode. Yeah, so. Yeah, okay, there we lost it. So let's see if it updates the, I'm off the sticks altogether here. So it's in return 1.5, yeah, so it's coming back. So we were out a little over 1.5 kilometers, 1.5 clicks, and yeah, it's on its way back to us. So again, it went into hover mode. So let's pick up that camera, and let's throw it into sport mode here, and let's get with the program on the way back. Why not, right? Well, there we lost signal again. So let's see if we can get it back. Yeah, we're just out there just far enough that it's gaining and losing signal. Well, now it's coming back, because look at that distance meter drop. We're making some time now, and we'll get a good strong signal back here in a second. Whoops, I changed our vector just a little too much. And that's what I'm telling you about. When you're losing FPV, you know, it's hard to see where you're steering the drone. So there we go. Now we've got a good solid connection back here. So what I can say is we had a good solid connection up to about 1 kilometer. And again, let's look at this at the highway here and see when we get a good time to cross. And I am not seeing anything, so I'm just going to keep that stick all the way forward. And I yaw just a little further than I wanted to there. I kind of wanted to center on the river and the dam there. Okay, so let's take it out of sport mode. And that was film mode. We want to go into normal mode. We're in normal mode now. And let's go, let's take another little different path out here into the fields. And we'll take a look at, looks like we got some alfalfa growing out here. And give you guys another shot. You can see that a lot of the smoke is gone out of the area. Growing some hay for those cows is what it's looking like to me. And let's yaw around and get you a look at the Boise front there. So that's the Boise Mountains. So that's almost facing directly towards Boise. Pick up the gimbal just a little. That was a little more than I wanted, but that's all right. And again, you know, we're kind of facing that other direction where I got some interference before, but we're out almost half a kilometer, 500 meters. There's 500 meters. And just as soon as I say that, we started seeing a little bit of breakup on FPV. So I'm going to yaw around here. Let's bring it back over the pond there. Let's see if I can keep a decent signal. Trying to keep the controller pointed right at the drone. And we're getting breakup on FPV. So I'm going a little bit more left so that we're getting the distance, so we're closing the distance instead of going further out to maintain that FPV. We're down to about 47% battery. There again, that's the beautiful town of Star, Idaho. Boy, there's a lot of development in this town. This is really becoming a bedroom community for some of the bigger cities in Idaho. So we'll head right back towards the park here where we're at. Drop the gimbal down. I'm going to move to my left. Adjust our vector and yaw there, and that is the park that we're at there, if you don't recognize that. Drop the gimbal down as we get closer. Okay, let's see if this guy, if we can do a little, just kind of do a little semicircle around here. And you know, I'm having better luck. You know, I was complained about the flight controls on this drone, but I'm having pretty good luck here. Getting a nice smooth arc around the park. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. I'm going to move a little bit further forward here. So you can see what a cool spot this is. And like I said, we'll come back out again. I'll come back out here with the, likely with the Mavic Air 2. And it's warning me that I'm at 40% battery with the Mavic Air 2. And we'll see if we can get some more video of the trees as the leaves change. But I'm glad I found this place. Just nice, pretty cool place to fly. And there's a message from my lovely bride. Okay, let's go straight forward here, and then we'll do a return to home. Let's get out over the trees. We're down to 38% battery. We'll do a return to home, and we'll see if this guy will get a precision landing. And remember, on this one you have to shut down the video before it lands. So we're out there far enough now. I am going to hit return to home on the controller. So return to home hit. Drone took the command immediately. You can see where we're at there. I am going to just leave the camera right there, and what will happen is the drone, as it starts to descend, it'll drop the camera down automatically. Now I'm going to have to stop recording, so I'm going to stop recording now, because it uses the video camera. As soon as it reorients itself here, it uses the video camera to get that precision landing. So I stop the recording, and then when it gets down to a certain height, it on its own will drop that video camera straight down, and it will look for the landing pad. And it must be straight above me because I'm not seeing it. It's moving around here a little bit. Oh, there, I see it. I'm wondering when it's going to drop that camera down to look for the pad. Okay, there, now it's looking, searching for drone apron, and it's not finding it. We're going to stop. Yeah, it wasn't finding it, so. So we are going to land on our own here. It was far enough off there, and it was close enough to a tree that I didn't want to take a chance on it hitting that tree, so. Let's put it in film mode. I'm going to come down and I'm going to see in film mode I can get this guy right over the pad. Boy, it moves around enough, it's tough. Let's come down further. Yeah, it's flowing around a little bit. This guy is tough. Okay, well, as soon as I pulled it down on the stick, it moved off a little. Let's bring her down. Down, down, baby. Oh no, we missed it. We mowed the grass. Well, it was moving around enough as we were coming down there that it was tough. As soon as you'd line it up, it would move off. So at any rate, let me shut it all down and we'll do a conclusion. Hey, okay guys, the Hubsan Zino 2, man, it did great today. And the only thing I'm going to apologize for is that we didn't have enough color in the trees, but still we did a lot of exploring, and you know, range wise it did okay. We got out there about 1.5 kilometers to the west of us, much less than that going the other way. I'm thinking there might be some Wi-Fi interference, and of course the other thing I'll add is there's a bunch of trees to the other side of me, so we're shooting through the trees a little bit. Even though I had the altitude way up there, clearly that affected things. But yeah, you just got to see a little bit of the area here in Star, Idaho, and this Riverwalk Park is really cool. We'll come back here again, and I absolutely am going to come back here within a few weeks, and hopefully we'll get a bunch of color in these trees as they start to change. We're still in early October here, so we got a while for all the trees to change, but we would definitely want to get out here before they lose all their leaves. Yeah, man, I gotta say, happy with this flight today and happy with the drone. It did just fine. We didn't quite get a precision landing, but that's no big deal. It wasn't that far off. And we did mow a little grass with the pilot here landing it. But what I'll say about this guy is it got closer to the ground. It was moving around enough that it just was hard to hold on that target, even though I had it in tripod mode, or film mode as Hubsan calls it. So let me add, I'm liking this drone better all the time. I had kind of a tough start with this guy with some issues with it, but you know, for the money, this is a pretty good drone, and it's a powerful drone. As you saw when we put it into sport mode, it did really well. So you don't have to worry about this drone in windy conditions. It can handle that just fine, and decent video quality. So anyway, that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I really appreciate you taking the time to look at this video, and we'll see you on the next one, the Hubsan Zino 2 at Riverwalk Park in Star, Idaho. See you later. Bye now.